I'm taking the next caller on the Newshour tonight. Rahul Narvekar, your finger goes up out there. One second. Arvind is calling in from Bangalore. Arvind, good evening. What would you like to say and to whom?
Good evening, Arnab and panel members.
Yeah.
I'm from Bangalore. I can see more than a lakh potholes in Bangalore.
Yeah.
More than a lakh, not a 15,000 or something. It's too bad. I'm totally sad the way the travel is. Very difficult to travel on bike. It's very, very difficult. It's a dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
And I'm personally feeling that we are spending an n number of crores for the road. I personally feel that we can create a new department called Infrastructure and Safety Road Department.
Yeah.
Maybe instead of electricity and department, we are talking about water department. We are talking about. I personally feel the way the money is spending, we can create a new department.
Absolutely. I have an SMS from someone who says the Indus Valley civilization roads were better built and maintained. I completely agree. This is the situation in our country. They should pick up a leaf from what happened 3,500 years back. Kiran Mazumdar Shaw, what's surprising is that in your city, the Bruhat Bangalore Mahanagar Palika routinely cranks out the numbers of potholes in the city. And they keep bringing out these numbers. 33,000 potholes discovered, 40,000 potholes discovered, 15,000 potholes cured, 25,000 potholes still in business. I mean, this is now going from the sublime to the ridiculous. And I get a sense, Ms. Shaw, that somewhere politicians don't think these issues are of relevance. They just feel people of the country will live with it. They really think that these are not the issues.
People have come to... Yeah, I agree with you, Arnab. I think people are absolutely fed up. I think, in Bangalore alone, these bad roads and potholes have caused amazing traffic jams. They are absolutely, creating a lot of other issues. The drains are in a bad state. I mean, the whole city is in a mess. I mean, you know that the traffic and the whole situation in Bangalore is so desperate that it's very difficult for people to actually traverse from one point to another with ease. So I think we are addressing we are at a crisis point. I think the government has no option but to address these issues. And it all starts with making sure that the road is laid right. And it is about getting the contractors to take responsibility and hold them accountable for maintaining these roads.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
But we all know that these contractors have a mafia. We know that all these roads are built to a substandard level, and it inevitably, of course, will create.
No, but the problem with the politicians is they're only interested in where there are big contracts and big money can be made. So, for example, in Delhi.
Yeah, but you almost wonder, Arnab, do these politicians live in the same city or do they live on a different planet?
I don't know.
I mean, don't they also need good roads?
Well, maybe their expensive BMWs and Porsches don't have such good suspension that they don't need to feel. They don't feel the hit of the potholes. No, one second. Here's a statistic.
That I don't.
Here's a statistic. A BJP now. United in giving Indians the greatest grief about potholes, all political parties. I am told that in Delhi, Sambit Patra, the MCD owns machines worth 100 crore rupees for desilting purposes and is planning to buy more. Why? When Delhi drowns every year, why? You could desilt an entire state with that money.
Arnab, I want to answer this.
Yeah.
I want to answer this specifically. First and foremost, when these instruments were bought, I do not know how many instruments were bought, but when these instruments were bought, immediately after that, there was a trifurcation of MCD by none other than the Chief Minister of the state, Mr. Sheila Dikshit. And after the trifurcation, now it has taken almost a whole year and a half to know which MCD is going to have how many of these instruments, thanks to the Delhi government.
You're fighting. Why is it my concern? No. What you're saying is basically in simple English, what you're saying, Sambit Patra, is this, allow me to complete. What you are saying is, I'm sorry, people of Delhi, you are suffering. We were busy fighting. We were fighting. I'm sorry, we were fighting.
No.
So is it my concern that you were fighting?
No, it's not that we were busy fighting. We
Of
were
course that's
busy
what concern.
taking the arrows launched at us by the Congress government. We were subdued by the Congress government. We were facing the struck motherly treatment by
please,
our
don't
own
give me that
government.
nonsense.
Arnab, Arnab, let me be factful over here. The biggest problem today is, in whichever state you see, both the governments belong to opposite poles, one the Congress and one of the BJP. Then one which is the fatherly figure, the state run by the government, always lets
Sudhir
out
Tailang
a
wants
stepmotherly treatment towards the corporation.
You can't.
And that's the reason as to why
You can't play martyr tonight. The only martyr are the people of India. You can't play victim. The only victims are the people of India.
I am the people of India.
No, you are not. You are the ruling class of India.
I also
Sudhir
suffer
Tailang.
because of potholes.
Sudhir Tailang.
Arnab, as a citizen of this country and as a taxpayer whose money should have gone to these proper roads, I have every reason to ask these people, I'm not interested in your fights, I'm not interested in your blame games, I want first-class roads.
Right,
that's what I want.
Absolutely.
You know, in 2007, the Prime Minister had made a speech somewhere and he said that corruption in road construction projects has spread like cancer, and lack of quality assurance was costing the nation crores. That was in 2007. What has the Prime Minister done after 2007? What have the chief ministers of this country done after 2007? I want to ask a question. What have they been doing all these years?
Well, they don't even care for what the courts say.
Bureaucrats, politicians and contractors.
They don't
and
care.
I'm told, Arnab, that less than 30% of money goes into road construction and 70% money goes into this between the mafia. They spread this money between the mafia. That's why the roads are not coming up. And I'm really surprised, and it's such a funny thing to know that they conduct a
Mahesh is calling in from Coimbatore. Rahul,
I'm told that there are 7,000 potholes in Bombay.
You see, Rahul, you see what's happening is very interesting. I think there's a very interesting trend. The people of this country are saying to the politicians of this country, we will decide what issues are important. For us, issues that affect us are important. You want to make issues of minority, majority politics, try to divide the people on petty caste and religious issues. We will turn this back on you. We'll ask you why we are dying because of your corruption. I think that's very interesting. Our next caller from Coimbatore is Mahesh. Good evening, Mahesh.
Yeah, good evening. In fact, Arnab, one thing about this entire issue is, at least in this issue, our people are united, the politicians are united, and they don't have any difference of opinion. And you go and regularly ask them for any work, repairing work to be done, you get a pathetic answer from the authorities, and probably we pray to God that one day, every day, Prime Minister or President should come through our road so that the road can improve. And I'll tell you, Arnab, we fight for 2 days and then we immediately forget it because we have got 100 other issues to be discussed. So let us appreciate and applaud the politicians for maintaining their unity in potholes. Thank you.
Well, I think your sarcasm should hurt in the right place. One more caller before I go back to Rahul Narvekar. Yes, and our next caller is Priyanshu, and Priyanshu is calling from Ahmedabad. I thought the roads in Ahmedabad was something that Mr. Modi likes to claim a lot of credit in. What do you say, Priyanshu?
Mr. Arnab. Yeah.
Yes, Priyanshu, go ahead.
Ahmedabad indeed had very good roads, but from the last election I have not been saying so. But a point that I would like to make is that from the last elections, things have changed in Gujarat also, but I would like to say that I'm not taking sides of any political party, but I see that there's a deep conspiracy going on throughout India. It's not just one political party, but all the political party. Any city in India that you go, the first thing that you notice is bad roads. I've been in Singapore. I've seen that it rains 300 days a year there, but the roads are absolutely world class. Whereas here, when it just rains for 100 days a year, and you cannot travel for say 5 kilometers in less than 1 hour. And I think there has been just one initiative that was taken by Atal Bihari Vajpayee back in 2004. But apart from that, we don't see any other road initiatives being taken.
Well, Priyanshu, thanks for your call. Mr. Vajpayee took an initiative to link cities. We're talking about the roads in cities, and that's where the most corruption happens. That's where the real problem is. We are flooded with calls, and if I'm not able to take your call today, I am sorry to you. But I want to share with you, thank you for your support and for calling in and sharing your sentiment. I think all the viewer calls have immensely added to the nature of this debate. Now, Rahul Narvekar, you're not even scared of the courts. The High Court said of Mumbai, in Bombay High Court said in 2006, the judges were exasperated. And they said good roads are part of the fundamental right to life of a citizen under the Indian Constitution. They said we had expected good roads last year. The BMC must be held answerable. Is there no fear, no sense of accountability, no respect for the people or the courts of this country, Rahul? Have politicians become a law to themselves?
Well, Arnab, thank you for finally giving me an opportunity almost at the end of your show. But be that as it may. Well, Arnab, I really thought that we wouldn't politicize this debate and we would debate more on the reason and the solution. The reason and the solution both lie in one word, and that's accountability. Insofar as lack of accountability is concerned, I think that's the prime reason for there being the problem that we are facing today. And making accountable is not only the politicians, we need to make accountable the contractors and the bureaucrats. And bureaucrats, more importantly, in case of a corporation, because the corporation and the elected members per se have very little powers insofar as execution of work is concerned.
Really?
I am not here to make any excuses.
Politicians are powerless. Politicians are powerless. Wonderful argument. Politicians are powerless. Pass it to the bureaucrats. Sudhir Tailang is contradicting you, Sudhir.
Insofar as the contractors are concerned,
Rahul, simply I'm asking. I know that you have a solution, but a simple question I want to ask you is that whatever you are going to pontificate now, what have you done in the last few years that you have been in power? That's a simple question. Have you done anything about it in the last 5 years? And what have you done about it?
I will tell you what we've done. I will tell you what we've done which was within our power. What was in our power was to sanction a budget for roads and road repairs, which was done by us well in advance, well in time.
Well,
Execution of the work is in the hands of the administration, that's the bureaucracy within the corporation. There has been an inordinate delay by the additional commissioner of the Mumbai Municipal Corporation in execution.
Well,
insofar as the technique is concerned, it was conveyed to him well in advance by the standing committee that the cold mix technique is the right technique which should be used. There is enough evidence to show that there was inordinate delay by the additional commissioner. Please let me complete. You will get your answer. Let me complete.
We are trying to give a situation where, Rahul, I'm sorry, I'm only running short of time, that's why I'm coming in, but we are trying to give an impression, almost as if, sorting out the pothole problem is a great technical mystery. I think it's a joke. And the second thing is, I think we need to acknowledge at one level. 1 minute, please. 1 minute. You need to fear the anger of the people.
Can't you hold the bureaucrats responsible?
Yes. Kiran Mazumdar Shaw, last word to you. Yeah.
I'm just saying, why can't Rahul hold the people who are supposed to execute responsible? I mean, are you trying to say politicians are so powerless that they can't even hold the bureaucrats responsible?
That's exactly what we have done.
But Rahul, it's happening every year.
Well, I think the debate continues. The debate continues. In the meantime, because I'm running.
Arnab, last one thing.
Arnab, potholes. Sudhir, potholes have become ATM centers for politicians. And that's why they're getting richer and richer every day after every year. It's an ATM center.
The contractors who are found guilty, not only should they be blacklisted.
I'll one second. For a very long time, Indian politicians felt that issues which concern the common man are not issues which they need to address. Well, today, as people are dying across the country in pothole accidents, I am asking this question to you tonight. Rahul Narvekar said talking about pothole deaths is being sensational. Do you believe that instead of taking that approach, politicians need to show a little greater accountability? That question, yes, Rahul, yes, you're contradicting me. Go ahead.
No. Yes, Arnab, I said that's not what I said. What I said was not discussing the reasoning and the cause for this problem is being sensational. I thought.
Well, you know what? If you have had enough opportunity and time to try and find a solution. You have run cities for decades. If you have not found a solution, then you need to ask yourself about whether you are competent at all, whether it's a question of competence or corruption. Either there is incompetence or there is corruption or there is both. I thank you all for participating in the Newshour debate tonight. And I want to ask the people across the country, who do you blame for the current situation of our roads? I'll see you again soon on the Newshour. Thanks for watching the Newshour with me tonight.